How's it going, guys? John here from the Killer Bits, and yes, you get to see my face. I know it's unusual, but it's an unusual time of year. Yes, we've just had E3, which seems like a little bit of a paradox. The 1 week of the year where everyone is hyped about games, but it kicks off the summer drought, the annual summer drought where nothing comes out for the next, I think it's like 10 weeks. It's not until tail end of August we actually get to see any big releases. So yeah, it's one of those unusual times of year where everyone is hyped about games, but there's just nothing coming until like tail end of the year, next year maybe. Stuff will get delayed. It always does, but never mind. So yeah, E3, lots of big announcements, lots of cool stuff I really want to play. Stuff I'm cautiously optimistic about. Other stuff I've got no idea, and I really want to know more about it. But it's an unusual time of year. I'm going to keep repeating that. Also, whilst we're talking, the gameplay you're seeing just to my left there is of Dead Cells. I did do a first impressions on it a few weeks ago, a month ago, something like that. I've been playing a lot of more time into it, basically because it's a lot of fun. It's one of those games where you can pick up and play it for half an hour. It's the equivalent of Rogue Legacy. You can get that sense of achievement even if you keep dying, because you can start building up stuff for later runs. So I've been doing that. I've managed to build up some decent stuff, but I'm still crap at it. But it's fun. I've been spending a lot of time with that and Endless Space 2, which is a 4X game. I still don't know where I stand on Endless Space 2. It's very slick. I like the animations, the voice acting and things like that. But I don't think it's as intuitive and as easy to pick up and play as something like Stellaris, which I sank a butt ton of hours into. But I'm diverging from what this whole vlog idea is all about. E3 and the fact that there's nothing coming out. So yeah, E3 announcements, stuff that really piqued my interest. First off the bat, I have to talk about fucking Mario and Rabbids is an XCOM game? What the fuck? Nobody saw that coming, apart from maybe Laura Kate Dale. I think she said that. But yeah, fuck, it's an XCOM game. But the real ball ache is, it comes out on the same day as the XCOM 2 expansion. I think it's like 29th of August. Like I said, everything's tail end of August. Is somebody at 2K or Firaxis going to complain about that? I don't know. But yeah, that seems really either on purpose or a really unusual coincidence. I don't know. It's. I think somebody's having a little fun there. But yeah, that really threw me for a loop, and it's the one moment of the show it makes me think, should I get a Switch? But then I'm not a big console type guy. I mean, stuff at the Xbox conference, obviously they banged on about the Scorpio, was it? The Xbox One X, the most powerful console ever. I don't really care. I mean, there was stuff there that looked interesting. I'm not bothered about Forza. I really don't care about Forza. It doesn't matter if you show off a brand new Porsche. I'm not that interested. This isn't Top Gear. It's not the Grand Tour. You don't need to show off cars. Stuff like, if I was to get a console, it probably would be a PS4. But even at Sony's conference, stuff like, what was it? Uncharted, the Expandalone one, Days Gone. They showed a big extended chunk of footage on that. Wasn't really bothered. Dad of War, no, I can't really be arsed. There was nothing there that made me sit up and think I'm really going to have to get a PS4. Even stuff like Shadow of Colossus remake. Well, does anybody remember last year and a certain other Team Ico? Yeah, I'm not that bothered about PS4. Stuff that did pique my interest was probably the smaller stuff. Stuff like The Last Night. That 2D pixel art thing in the 3D world, it looked very sci-fi noir, very kind of Blade Runner. I'm really intrigued to know more about that game. It looks very cool, but what is it? I really want to know. That and Griftlands, which is Clay's new IP, essentially. It's this kind of sci-fi western type idea, like the Don't Starve overworld, but with kind of typical Clay look and aesthetic, you know, look like Mark and the Ninja Shank type animation and graphics. But it's got this JRPG combat, and you can betray your friends and all that kind of thing. Very cool looking. Clay normally managed to knock it out the park with whatever genre they tackle. So I really want to know more about that game. Also, I want to be a pirate. We had, what was it? Sea of Thieves, more footage of that, and Skull and Bones. But Skull and Bones, there was just one thing in that made me go, It's when they kept banging on about this kind of online persistent systemic world which changes every season. This is another For Honor, isn't it? It's going to be one of those. I want to know if there's much in the way of single player in it. Yes, I will play it, you know, online co-op and the PvP stuff. I can definitely see it being one we do here on the channel as essentially a collaborative video with other YouTubers. But I want to know how much they'll be there to actually play as a single player, you know, build up my pirate reputation on my own. So just the fact that it said this systemic world, it just made me think, is this year's For Honor? Everyone gets excited about it, plays it for about 5 minutes, and then nobody plays it anymore. So Ubisoft really did knock it out of the park with that, and Mario Rabbids, and also Beyond Good and Evil 2. No one expected that. Well, some people did. But the fact that half of Ubisoft said, no, it's dead, it's never coming back, don't keep asking us about it, and others saying, no, it's coming at some point soon. But to end with the show for that was a very cool moment. But I did take a pause because, yeah, this is just a CG trailer. There was no details on date. There was no gameplay. They said stuff like, explore the galaxy with your friends. I thought, oh, it's not another systemic world, is it? Please, no. Can we just have a decent single-player story game? Please? But there was other games that kind of got me interested. Yeah, I will play Wolfenstein if I get chance. I didn't actually play a lot of the first one. Never played the kind of standalone spin-off. What was it? The New Order, was it? I can't remember. Hopefully I'll get around to playing, what is it? The New Colossus, which is the new one. But it's that whole thing of there's all these games, but they're not coming out till the tail end of the year. And it makes me think, what am I going to do over the next 10 weeks? Because nothing comes out until the end of August. So this is why I'm doing this video. I'm appealing to you guys. I've got a bunch of time on my hands, essentially, over the next, 2 months. What do I play on the channel? Because there will be new games coming out. There'll be a lot of new games, but a lot of it's going to be, how can I say this diplomatically? Smaller, interesting games. Greenlight might be dead, but it doesn't stop the flow of questionable games coming out, and they normally find their way into my inbox. So there may be some gems in there. There may be stuff like Dead Cells. I wasn't expecting that to be as good as it is. So there may be new stuff coming out over the next few weeks, which will certainly grab my attention, and I'll sink a bunch of time into. But this being the summer drought, when nothing gets really released, I'm looking to maybe do 2, maybe 3 new Let's Play series. Because, at the moment, the only Let's Play I'm doing is of Thimbleweed Park, which I know not a lot of people are watching, but that's just for me. It's my kind of slight little nostalgia trip. Playing essentially what is an old LucasArts type game. But that is going to be coming to an end soon. I think I maybe only got like 2-3 episodes left in that. So I'm going to have to find something to replace that. So going through all the stuff that's been at E3 is making me think, should I play kind of the first games of it? So we've had stuff like, we got a date announced for the South Park Fractured But Whole, which is October. Should I go back and play Stick of Truth again? We've got Shadow of War coming out. I think that's October as well. Should I go back and play Shadow of Mordor? I know it wasn't at E3. It was probably somewhere on the show floor and that. But Agents of Mayhem is coming out, I think, mid-August. Makes me think, should I go back and play maybe one of the Saints Row games? I know it's not exactly a Saints Row game, but it's essentially a Saints Row game. I mean, pre-order and you get to play as Johnny Gat. Nobody's going to pre-order. So there's a bunch of games I'm thinking about going back to. I mean, most recently, I only spent about 2 or 3 hours in Mass Effect Andromeda. Obviously, they showed off BioWare's new IP. What was it? Anthem? Looked very slick. Looked very cool. Again, another one of those, I've got cautious optimism about it, but it also makes me think of when they showed off the gameplay footage of Watch Dogs a few years ago. Looks very cool. Actually get the game. It's not as polished as that. Also, the team, the scripted team speak in it. Yeah, we'll ignore that. The fact that Ubisoft didn't do it this year was a good thing, but no, it was at the Microsoft one instead. But Anthem looked very cool. Makes me think, should I go back to Andromeda? I know they've patched it since, so the horrific plastic mannequin faces have been toned down a little, but I only spent a few hours in it. Should I go back to that? Maybe fill my time over the next couple of months playing something like Andromeda. A big chunky game I can sink my teeth into. I'm looking for a couple of those. Something I'm going to have fun playing, which I can just keep dipping into. I mean, there's stuff like Dead Cells. I keep dipping into it because it's a fun one just to kind of kill half an hour here and there. It's got that kind of Rogue Legacy kind of feel to it because you can, even if you're failing, you can progress a little by just building up. I mean, other roguelites, we've got the expansion for Darkest Dungeon is coming out in a few weeks' time. I may go back to Darkest Dungeon. I've not done that for a while. Should I maybe get into a bigger game, big kind of building type game? I know I got code for City Skylines Mass Transit, which I haven't had a chance to get to yet. Would that be something you guys are interested in maybe seeing me play something, world building, road building, city building, all that kind of something that would have almost a chill out, spend half an hour playing this once a week or something like that, but I get to build up a world. Is there anything you saw at E3 that made you go, oh, that looks really good, I'm going to have to play the first one? Because, I mean, there was another one like that. It was Life is Strange. It announced, what was it, the Before the Storm? I never played the first Life is Strange. I know this is a prequel and it's like 3 episodes. Should I go back and try Life is Strange? I've been playing Thimbleweed Park. I'm going to try and find something of a similar ilk, something episodic, something kind of point and clicky, story based. Maybe that would fit in, keep me going until the new Life is Strange comes out, which again I think is a tail end of August one. As I said, it's nothing until August, September at the earliest is when the big games start coming out. This is that summer drought which annoys me every year. I should really plan ahead and go, right, I'm definitely going to do some sort of Let's Play there. But let me know, is there anything you saw at E3 that got you really hyped but made you go, hang a second, I'm going to have to play the first one of that again? Is there anything you'd like to see me do in that kind of ilk? Or is there any other games that came out, first 4 or 5 months of this year, which we've maybe dipped into, done a first impressions of on the channel here? Or we didn't cover and you'd like to see us cover? Do let me know in the comments below, or you can get us on the social medias at the Kilobits. At the moment, as I said, I've been playing Thimbleweed Park. I've done some kind of E3 stuff this week. I'm always trying to find smaller indie games to do first impressions on. There may be stuff next week, I think. Was it Nex Machina, which is from the guys that did Resogun. It was like a top-down shooter. It's coming out. I think I've literally just had code come through, so I'll be looking at that next week. Obviously, Fran and Aaron have been top-down shooters we're talking about. I've been playing Serious Sam, the new Serious Sam game, Serious Sam's Bogus Detour, which I think they're going to carry on playing as like a co-op video. So if you've not checked that out, as I said, the first part of that came out this week, and I think the game is actually out next week, so keep an eye on that. And obviously we're going to be still going to be doing collaborative videos with guys like Fraz over at Smash Gaming, Lost Scarf, Savage Game, guys like that. So if there's anything you'd like to see as maybe a collaborative video, we do normally do a kind of a podcast every year for E3. We haven't done it this year because Fran is gallivanting somewhere around the world. I don't know, but we may kind of just postpone it in a couple of weeks and do that in a couple of weeks' time. Maybe pull in people like Fraz and Lost Scarf. Won't exactly be an E3 podcast then, but it might be something like, here's games we're looking forward to for the rest of the year. So yeah, keep an eye on the channel for that. If you're not already subscribed, why are you watching like a channel update video? But no, if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. On that fact, we actually hit 20,000 subscribers a few weeks ago now. I didn't do a video back then because I was kind of paranoid that YouTube would go on another one of its blitzes and get rid of a load of subscribers. But no, we're way past 20,000. We're almost at 21. I think it's like 100 and change subscribers away from 21,000. So thank you to everyone who has joined us here on the channel of recent and has stuck with us over the years. Thank you for joining us on this journey. I hope you enjoyed the videos. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. And as I said, if you're not already subscribed, do hit the subscribe button, get to see everything we do here on the channel. Maybe hit that notification little bell next to it, because YouTube being YouTube don't necessarily update you when the videos come out. So at least you'll get some sort of notification that the video's out, whether it's on your emails or whatever. Maybe it'll appear on the front page of YouTube, I don't know. But yes, hopefully you enjoyed this, me rambling for 15 minutes or whatever. Check out Dead Cells, it's really good. I'm going to keep saying that because it's a fun one to play. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, like button, let us know in the comments, social media, all the usual guff. I'm going to go now. Okay, bye.